In Guild Wars Prophecies at Augury Rock, there is a mission that requires you to defeat a doppelganger of yourself in combat. The stronger you are, the harder the combat might be. In this video, I'm going to show you a build that consistently crushes the doppelganger at Augury Rock with very little effort. The crux of this build relies on one thing. While the doppelganger has all of your skills and is maxed out with all of your attributes, it does not bring a pet even if you bring one to the battle. With that in mind, we will defeat the doppelganger with a Beastmaster build that exclusively uses a pet to deal damage. I'll show a Ranger primary, a Ranger secondary, and then show how it can even be used to defeat the mission in hard mode. In this instance, we start with a Ranger primary, with all points in Beast Mastery and Expertise. The secondary class won't matter as we're using all Ranger skills. In terms of gear, I use a staff to maximize energy, as I will be relying on the pet to do all of the damage. For skills, any Beastmaster build will do. In this example, I use Comfort Animal to have the beast with me, Never Rampage Alone, Call of Protection, and Otig's Cry. I use Together as One for a little bit of healing, though it's not particularly necessary, and I follow it up with 3 pet attacks. So now let's go after the doppelganger. In this instance, I use a level 20 dire pet and I activate the runes. We get through the cutscenes, which you can skip if you like. When combat starts, I activate each of the passive pet buffs right away, and then use the pet attacks one at a time. As you can see, since the doppelganger has no pet, it is basically helpless. The bonus criteria for beating the mission is 10 minutes, which isn't a problem given that we beat it in all of 13 seconds. Now that was with a Ranger primary. Let's take a moment to see how it works with a Ranger secondary. To show how absurdly easy this is, I'm going to do this mission with a completely unoptimized monk. For my weapon, I'll bring Stormbringer, which will do basically no damage. I'll pour all of my attribute points into Beast Mastery and leave the rest hanging. I'll use a similar set of Beast Mastery skills, with the only major change of using Predatory Bond for a little bit of self-healing and Enrage Lunge for my elite skill. So I start the mission, and I'm going to add a little bit more insult to injury by bringing just a level 5 pet. Once again, I run up, hit each of the runes, and start the cutscene. In this instance, I'll skip the cutscene to get right into combat. Now here you'll see that my pet is taking a little bit of damage. I chose not to heal it through this combat because I could, and the pet died at exactly the same time as the doppelganger. That took a whopping 18 seconds. You can also use this build to defeat the doppelganger in hard mode. For hard mode, you must beat it in 2 minutes instead of 10. Once again, I'll use a Ranger secondary. This time I'll bring a Warrior Ranger. The build is similar to the last one, the only functional change is that I've replaced one of the 4 pet attacks with Companionship for a little extra healing. Once I hit the runes, I'll skip the cutscene. Now one special note here, when combat starts, if the doppelganger attacks you directly, run around it until it starts attacking your pet. Spam the passive abilities and then use the pet attacks one at a time. On hard mode, the doppelganger is a little beefier. It took 35 seconds to defeat it this time. That said, this is just about the easiest hard mode victory you'll ever get. As always, like this video if you like it, and subscribe for more tips.